like everyone to please rise to welcome the procession. Thank you very much. And I'd like to welcome each and every one of you present here to the inauguration ceremony of the Master of Science in Energy for Circular Economy 2025 intake. I'd like to welcome all the dignitaries. And as every Sri Lankan event commences with the traditional lighting of the oil lamp, so in keeping with the traditions, it's time for us to proceed to the lighting of the lamp. And I'd like to invite our dignitaries to please do the honors. I'd like to invite our Chief Guest Secretary, the Ministry of Power and Energy, Professor KTM Udayanga Hemapala, Program Director, Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Senior Professor PMC Tilakaratna. I'd like to invite Engineer Harsha Wickramasinghe, Director General, Sri Lanka Sustainable Energy Authority, Engineer J.M. Atula, former Director General, Sri Lanka Sustainable Energy Authority, Registrar, the Open University of Sri Lanka, Ms. W.L. Vindhya Jayasena, Bursar, the Open University of Sri Lanka, Dr. W.M. K.G.A. Wickramasinghe, Dean, Faculty of Engineering Technology, the Open University of Sri Lanka, Dr. L.S.K. Udugama, Dean, Faculty of Engineering, University of Moratuwa, Professor J.M.A. Manatunga, Dean, Faculty of Engineering, University of Peradeniya, Professor B.J.L.T. Samaranayaka, Dean, Faculty of Engineering, University of Ruhuna, Professor Chaminda Karunasena. I'd also like to invite Head, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Program Coordinator, the Open University of Sri Lanka, Engineer H.D.N.S. Priyankara, Professor, Vice Chancellor, Academic, Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology, Professor Rahula Attalage, Program Coordinator, the University of Ruhuna, Dr. Sumit Baduge, Program Coordinator, the University of Peradeniya, Engineer Lekha Bakmideniya, Program Coordinator, the University of Moratuwa, Dr. Dilhara Setunga, Program Manager, Engineer Ruchira Abevira. I'd like to invite a student representative 2025 intake, Rishanti Renganathan, and another student representative 2025 intake, George Eliza. Thank you very much to all our dignitaries, and I'd like to request everyone to please remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you very much. Once again, a very good evening to you. It's definitely a pleasure to welcome each and every one of you present here to the inauguration of the MSc in Energy for Circular Economy 2025 intake. This program is the only one of its kind in Sri Lanka, jointly offered by 4 of our top state universities, the Open University of Sri Lanka, University of Moratuwa, University of Peradeniya, and University of Ruhuna. This program was launched in the year 2023, and already on its third intake, it's quickly become one of the most sought-after master's programs in the country, especially in the areas of energy, sustainability, and circular economy. What's truly exciting is that it's offered entirely online, making it accessible to professionals across the island as well. And it's not just locally relevant. The program is backed by the European Union and developed in partnership with world-class institutions like KTH in Sweden, Central Supélec in France, and the University of Twente in the Netherlands. So we celebrate not just the start of a new academic journey, but the growth of a program that's building future leaders. And to formally welcome each and every one of you gathered here this evening, I'd like to invite the program director, Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Senior Professor, PMC Tilakaratna.
Good evening, everyone. Professor Udayanga Hemapala, Secretary of the Ministry of Power and Energy, Deans of Faculties representing Vice Chancellors, Dean Faculty of Engineering, University of Peradeniya, Professor BGLT Samaranayaka, and Professor James A. Manatunga, Dean Faculty of Engineering, University of Moratuwa, and Professor Chaminda Karunasena, Dean Faculty of Engineering, University of Ruhuna, and of course the OUSL Dean Dr. LSK Udugam. Deans and other academic staff, members of the faculties of all 4 universities, especially our all 6 faculty deans are present here. I'm not, going to read the names of you. Registrar, Bursa of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Emeritus Professor Torsten Franchen, Chair Heat and Power Technology, Royal Institute of Technology, Sweden. He must be connecting with us virtually. Honored guests, dear learning partners, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great privilege and pleasure to welcome you all in this momentous occasion, that is the inauguration ceremony of the Master of Science in Energy for Circular Economy, the 3rd intake. We are especially honored today by the presence of chief guest for this event, Professor Udayanga Hemapala. Of course, he is again one of our academic colleagues coming from the University of Moratuwa, now holding the position of the Secretary of the Ministry of Power and Energy. Welcome you, Professor. On behalf of the consortium of universities, I warmly welcome all the deans of faculties of engineering, Peradeniya, Moratuwa, and Ruhuna University of Sri Lanka. Of course, today Vice Chancellors of other 3 universities wanted to attend, but final, of course, minute said that there are, some other commitments, therefore that cannot, make it to attend. Of course, this the Vice Chancellors of all, other 3 universities and the deans of the faculties shouldered this endeavor to success up to this level, this Master of Science in Energy for Circular Economy. Therefore, your extended cooperation has been instrumental in making this joint academic endeavor a reality. We also extend our deepest appreciation to the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering Technology, Dr. LSK Udugama, and the faculty members whose expertise and commitment have shaped the curriculum and academic framework of this pioneering program. I take this opportunity to welcome and appreciate the pioneering efforts of Emeritus Professor Torsten Franchen, who is a main pillar of strength introducing Master of Science in Energy for Circular Economy. Dear 3rd intake learning partners, you are warmly welcome and delighted to have you here in this evening, part of this forward-thinking and purposeful driven academic community. I also welcome program coordinators representing all 4 universities to this inauguration session, Registrar, Bursa, and all other administrative and non-academic staff members of the Open University of Sri Lanka and other 3 universities are also welcome to this momentous occasion. Your continued administrative support always valued. I am very pleased to announce that for the 3rd intake, we have registered 197 students, representing both professionals and graduates from across Sri Lanka and overseas. Let me share with you the progressive enrollment numbers. In the first intake, we commenced this program in 2023. We enrolled 123 students. Now they are in the, of course, the fourth semester. They are pursuing their studies to complete their research. In the second intake, 2024, this number grew up to the 155 students. As I stated, this year, third intake, 2025, 197 students. More than, of course, 350 applications we have received. But that we have selected, we had that very rigorous selection process. After that, we have selected 197 students. So therefore, this rapid increase in enrollment clearly demonstrates that this is now one of the most popular and successful master's degree programs in Sri Lanka, especially in the field of energy and sustainability. The Master of Science in Energy for Circular Economy is a major outcome of the Europe-Sri Lanka capacity building in energy circular economy project funded by the European Commission. It is the first full online master's degree program in Sri Lanka jointly conducted by engineering faculties of 4 state universities, the Open University of Sri Lanka, University of Moratuwa, University of Peradeniya, and Ruhuna University of Sri Lanka. This collaborative effort is the first of this kind in Sri Lanka and serves as the model of synergy in higher education. Our European academic partners, Royal Institute of Technology Sweden, Centre Supélec France, University of Twente Netherlands, also played a key role in developing the curriculum and digital delivery models. Dear learning partners, today marks the beginning of a journey, one that will not only challenge and inspire you, but also equip you with tools and mindset needed to tackle some of the most pressing issues of our time, that is, sustainable energy, resource efficiency, and environmental stewardship. We are living in an era where our global energy landscape is undergoing a profound transformation. Climate change, decreasing natural resources, and environmental degradation demand bold, innovative solutions today. At the same time, the concept of the circular economy offers a powerful alternative to the traditional linear model of take, make, dispose. It calls for rethinking how we design, use, and reuse energy and materials to regenerate rather than deplete, to innovate rather than consume. This master's program stands at the crossroads of these two urgent challenges: energy transition and circularity. Our mission is to empower you, scientists, engineers, economists, and future leaders to become agents of change in this critical transformation. During the program, you will explore topics ranging from renewable energy technologies, energy systems optimization and life cycle analysis, to circular business models and sustainable policies. You will learn from the world-class faculty, engage in interdisciplinary collaboration, and tackle real-world problems through hands-on projects and research. But beyond the knowledge and skills, we hope you will also develop a deep sense of responsibility, a commitment to using your expertise not just for innovation, but for impact. Because you will be given the opportunity to engage in challenge-based projects while participating the experience and learning. as you begin this exciting chapter, I encourage you to stay curious, to ask hard questions from our academics, to collaborate across disciplines and cultures, and above all, to stay true to the values that brought you here. A belief in a better, more sustainable future. From in the beginning, of course, this collective endeavor, all 4 universities participated actively. Not only that, I need to mention specially in this occasion our manager of this program, Engineer Ruchira Abevira, and former coordinators, including Dr. Iresha Attanayaka, and our IT team, and our public information division who is doing that promotions, of course under my guidance. All that we had challenges, you are very much aware. To register 197 students, it is not that easy task. It is the promotion strategies we adapt. I'm not going to reveal those strategies, but we have our homegrown strategies. Every day, early in the morning, we used to discuss. So how to that, of course, take the message to the where that we have that 2 words, reach the unreached for that higher education. So that we have done it. We reach the unreached. That's why not only we reach the that, of course so local students, but that we reached the overseas students as well. So therefore, apologies if I do not mention, and we have a new coordinator as well, Engineer Nelaka Fernando. So therefore, I think that from the 3rd intake onwards, with the again, so new leadership, with new coordinator, and again, day by day what we do experiments. You as students, I need to leave you a message. Universities, all 4 universities, always ready to that award the Master of Science degree, but the responsibility is vested with you. We are ready to award, you need to work hard. It is rigorous. So therefore, you need to follow. So all the that online sessions, you need to participate, and you need to that take up that projects, and there are significant proportion is coming from again European Union lecturers as well, and apart from that some of the webinars, apart from the what is known as formal lecture series, and when above, and when we will go through the that you will go through the studies, so the examinations. So we will introduce what is known as proctoring systems. So therefore, it is not hard. When the proctoring system is there, it is very easy to write the examination online. And the thesis writing, and again we will have Turnitin, plagiarism softwares and everything. Those will be in place in the future for the quality improvements. We are always for the that quality concerns. So once again, welcome you all to this occasion. We are honored to part of your journey, and we look forward to witnessing all that you will achieve in this 2 years academic journey. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the function. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senior Professor PMC Tilakaratna, Program Director, Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka. I would now like to invite our chief guest, Professor KTM Udayanga Hemapala, Secretary to the Ministry of Power and Energy, to address the gathering.
Vice Chancellor, Open University of Sri Lanka, and Dean of 4 faculties, the engineering faculties, and other colleagues from other faculties as well, and students and other guests. Good evening, all of you. I think this is the second time I am here. Last time also I was here by representing the Vice Chancellor, University of Moratuwa. Thank you for inviting me again. And I am honored to be here at this inaugurations for the MSc Energy for Circular Economy. I think the universities for continuing highly relevant and forward-looking program called MSc in Energy for Circular Economy, which is aligned strongly with the direction of our national energy policy as well. As you know, Sri Lanka stands at a critical crossroads because we are having a lot of opportunities because of our economic crisis and other thing, as well as we need basically a lot of necessaries as well. On one hand, with that, we are having rich renewables, renewable energy resources, as well as on the other hand, we have like strong climate commitments as NDCs with the environment ministries, and private sector with public partnership as well, because this government is always promoting public-private partnerships. With all these things, even at this moment, we are facing a lot of challenges. As you know, budget constraints are there, and also global energy market is also in the dynamics. And also, as a country, we need to ensure energy affordability, basically clean energy affordability, especially for our most vulnerable communities as well as industries, because as we are moving ahead with the development, we need to look at the industries. If we increase the electricity tariff, then industries also will be in trouble. And also the government of Sri Lanka has taken few steps for accelerating our clean energy transition. At the moment, the electricity generation capacity currently stands around, I think, more than 5,000 megawatt, with around 3,000, I think 3,500 megawatt from renewable sources, including hydro. Our goal is to increase renewable capacity to 6,700 megawatts by 2030. That is to achieve 70% renewable target. Even though now with the new NDCs, we have shifted that 70% target to 2035. This transformation requires not only technology, because we need people with vision, knowledge and leadership. I think this MSc program is an ideal response for that, because as by looking that we can see the students are not only just past graduates, there are experienced engineers as well. Therefore, I think this is a very, this program is very ideal response to the need of this country. The national energy policy of the government of Sri Lanka emphasizes that energy must be affordable. That's why we are thinking about reducing 30% of electricity bill in next 3 years, and accessible to everybody, and equitable. That's the important thing, equitable and also clean. As I explained, our goal is to reduce the electricity bills by 30% within next 5 years, primarily through low-cost renewable energy, as well as changing or moving out from diesel or that fossil fuel power plants to run with the LNG. And to achieve this, we are actively promoting investment in renewable energy, targeting more than 2,000 megawatt solar as well as 1,000 megawatt wind within next 5 years. Moreover, we are exploring regional solutions as well, such as upcoming India-Sri Lanka grid interconnections. We have already signed a MOU with the government of India, and which could unlock potential for even offshore wind projects as well. And importantly, we are laying legal foundation as well for this transformation. As you know, there are so many barriers because of these different acts, different rules, and we are thinking to get a comprehensive energy transition act as well. This upcoming legislation will integrate all the reforms across the electricity, not only electricity, basically petroleum, as well as other emerging energy sectors such as green hydrogen, green ammonia kind of thing. And this, I hope this will enable streamlining this policy development, will help for the land acquisition, for energy infrastructure, as well as modern regulatory oversight as well. All of these efforts point one key fact, that Sri Lanka's energy future must be circular, resilient and inclusive. I think that's where this MSc program becomes truly transformative. By embedding circular economy principles into the energy domain, this program trains professionals to think beyond the thinking and more thinking about more efficiency as well. And it empowers you to explore closed loop systems as well as waste to energy innovations. As in our BI in the government, we have the Clean Sri Lanka program, and it will help this waste to energy programs and life cycle sustainability as well. The transition we will look at is not only technical, as I explained. The important thing is the social, economic and ecological. We need professionals who can navigate all these dimensions with competency and creativity. Finally, to the students beginning this journey, I urge you this opportunity to think big, because this is a challenge as well as challenge the conventional as well. Be the engineers, analysts, planners, innovators who don't just adapt to the future but help to shape it as the country requires. Let me end my speech congratulating all the universities, mainly Open University Sri Lanka, and also its students once again for launching this initiative and I think the third intake. Together, I hope we can work towards energy future that is sustainable, circular, and finally centered on people. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our chief guest, Professor K.T. Mudyanka Hemapala, Secretary, the Ministry of Power and Energy. And we will now move on to our keynote address. Our keynote address will be delivered virtually by Professor Torsten Franzen, Professor Emeritus, Chair, Heat and Power Technology, the Royal Institute of Technology, KTH, Sweden.
Good evening, everyone. It is a great pleasure for me to participate in this inauguration ceremony of the third session of the MECA program. My name is Torsten Franzen. I'm the initiator of the so-called EUSL Energy Project, which you will hear more about later on, and I'm also the initiator of the Explore Energy Digital Academy, which you also will hear more about in a few minutes. The MECA program is part of the EUSL Energy Project, Energy for Circular Economy, which was co-sponsored by the European Union. The project consisted of 4 universities in Sri Lanka, University of Moratuva, Peradeniya, Ruhuna, and the Open University, who added the project lead. It also had 3 major universities in Europe participating with a number of teachers: Centrale Supélec, France, KTH in Sweden, and University of Twente in the Netherlands. The outcome of this project was a unique, first time ever program in Sri Lanka in several ways. First of all, you had 4 universities that collaborate in a coherent way. You have a common first year given by teachers from all universities, a second year in a specialization at 1 university. Students receive a double degree from 2 universities, and it is built up also with collaboration from teachers in the EU. The concept is new from the pedagogical side in as far as we used what is called a flipped classroom with a highly online content. We have got learning modules developed in collaboration, and they are globally peer reviewed, as you can see down here in the bottom right corner. The students will have the possibility to via the QR code identified here, click on the module and give their own score also towards the content of the module as well as how it's presented. We have got laboratory exercises that can be run remotely from different countries in the world. It is intended for a global concept in the sense that there are students from different countries, and everything is built upon the challenge-driven learning, which we'll say a few words about also. The learning material is self-paced. It can be used anywhere and any time, just in time as you can imagine, and you can collect knowledge and you can get points out of the assessments. All the material has got intended learning outcomes and achieved learning outcomes attached to it. Questions are, of course, that you might ask yourself: how can we get creativity into non-physical meeting, and how do you create remote collaboration? Well, that is up to you to look upon and make sure that you will help us all to go forward in this concept. Now, the flipped classroom is completely different from what you might have experienced in your earlier environment. First of all, this picture to the left is from a few hundred years ago. You see the teacher up front here reading from the book, and you see the sleeping student. I hope that there will not be sleeping students in this program. It is not either that you might have experienced in your school, sitting on a chair and listening to the teacher writing on a blackboard, and it's not also in the big auditorium of several hundred students that might be sitting and listening to a teacher and seeing the slides up front. Now, in the flipped classroom, you should engage yourself before the class. There will be very limited formal classes. Instead, there are discussions between learners and the guide, which then brings it up on a higher intellectual level. But this is only successful if you as learners take the responsibility to prepare yourselves by answering the questions asked in the learning modules, so that the teacher will know your knowledge, how far you have come, which problems you might have, etc. So, instead of when we talk about challenges, we do not talk about the classical ex-cathedra teaching, as I just mentioned. We are here talking about real-life problems of global interest, where you have got the possibility to collaborate with learners also in other programs in other countries. The basic learning material will be presented such that you as learners can dive directly into the challenge without spending a lot of time talking and getting basic information from the teachers. All the basic information is available inside the repository. And please remember that in the challenge, the teachers do not have the solutions. They're part of your team, and the teachers act as guides and mentors to help you to attack the problem and to solve it in an appropriate way. Remote laboratories exercises that I was talking about, they are available from different sites. Presently we have got remote laboratories from Bolivia, Brazil, Greece, Sri Lanka, Guatemala, Cameroon. which you have got the possibility to test and to run, and in order to learn better the material that you are working with. There is also a few other countries that will be developing modules or remote lab modules in the near future. But these are all collected in the same repository, so that you will find all the learning material, be it challenges, be it remote labs, or be it theoretical modules. You will find them in the same repository. Two examples, one from Greece, solar PV from Greece, and one hydraulic turbine remote lab from Bolivia. The learning material that you are going to use is part of the Explore Energy Digital Academy, which is a global concept that I mentioned a few minutes ago. In the repository, you will find a lot of material, small learning units, each one usually not more than 5 learning hours, which you then will have to study, look upon, read the material, listen to the recordings, and answer the questions more specifically. And that's the most important thing, that you answer the questions. And if you cannot answer the questions well, then you have got the possibility to bring it up in the discussions that you're going to have with the teachers. But then the teachers do not start by showing you the material again. The teacher will start by talking to, finding out what your problems might be. The present use of the concept is that at the present time we have got teachers from more than 50 universities in more than 24 countries around the world and in 4 continents. The programs, the academic programs that we so far have, are in Sri Lanka, in Cuba, Bolivia, also in Brazil, and at the present time there are programs developed also in the countries that you see down here, and there are more coming soon. There's also a possibility to follow the individual courses that are created by individual teachers in the Explore Energy Digital Academy Open edX environment, which you also will find out about. Here, for example, you've got a thermodynamic course, which is part of your program, so you can read that part directly inside the EEDA Open edX or via the modules in the repository. So, the MECA program has been so far highly successful. Regarding the intake, we had in 2023, we had 123 students enrolled. In 2024, 155, and now this year, 197 students enrolled. This can only be possible thanks to the fact that we're using the flipped classroom perspective, so the teachers are not engaged in standing in front of you, lecturing all the time, but the teachers are engaged in helping you to develop your progress and guiding you through your learning process. You're part of a growing worldwide community. Grab the opportunity, discuss also with colleagues, teachers in other environments. Ask your program manager to receive the EEDA newsletter, where you will find a few different articles every month. For example, in this article here, there is a mention about an air elasticity in turbo machine project that have been worked together with the industry, Siemens, Rolls-Royce, General Electric, large companies who have had a research project also sponsored by the EU, and they have graciously put in their material, their learning material inside our platform. So, make the most of your studies, use the unique opportunities the MECA offers you, take the responsibility to prepare yourself in a flipped classroom perspective. Good luck, have fun, and I wish you all the best for your studies. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the keynote address, Professor Torsten Franzen. And now we will be moving on to some entertainment.
ගණපති දෙතින් වන මිහිකත් රකිති මෙදෑරන දෙන්නේ මට නුවන අසම් දෙවියනි දේව සුභගණ ආයුබෝ වේවා කලසෙත් මුදුන් වේවා දෝෂ දුරු වේවා සක්‍ර මහ බහු ආයුබෝවා
තාන තන තාන්දන තාන නාතානේනා තන තාන්දන තානා තාන තන තාන්දන තාන නාතානේනා තන තාන්දන තානා වීර ශෝකය රුදුරු සිටිවිලි මිනිස් භාවය විදාලු අරුත්ගෙන දෙයි නර්තනය තුල මිනිස් සිතුවිලි පසන්ලු තානෙනාතම් තානතනතම් දානෙනා කසිරටේ සිටනා ගුරු උන්දා උසිකටුවගෙන සැටමසාන්දා ලවසිලවන මුහුරා කරගන්දා කසිරටේ ගුරු උරුණු කියාන්දා
Thank you very much for that absolutely beautiful performance. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure of inviting Dean Faculty of Engineering, University of Peradeniya, Professor BGLT Samaranayaka, to address the gathering.
The Chief Guest, Professor Udayanga Himapala, the Secretary to the Ministry of Energy, the Vice Chancellor, Open University of Sri Lanka, my fellow deans from other engineering faculties, namely Faculty of Engineering, University of Moratuwa, University of Ruhuna, and the Open University of Sri Lanka, and other academic colleagues from the industry, distinguished guests, students, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and it's a pleasure and privilege to speak to you today on a topic that is not only timely but crucial for our collective future, the energy for circular economy. at a juncture where you mark the third intake to this program, MSc in Energy for Circular Economy, conducted in collaboration with the 4 institutions, initiated by the other 3 institutions overseas, where I have a connection to the KTH, where I got my PhD. As we navigate the 21st century, we find ourselves at the crossroads of an environment, economic and technological transition, which is spelled out by the speakers before me as well. The traditional linear model, that is to take, make, use and dispose, is no longer sustainable. Resource depletion, environmental degradation and climate change have made it clear that we must shift to a more regenerative, restorative model, that is a circular economy. In particular, in circular economy, materials are reused, remanufactured and recycled. But there is a less discussed yet foundational element that determines whether this model can succeed. That is, who is going to provide the energy. So the role of energy in circular economy is of paramount importance. Every loop we close in circular economy, whether through recycling plastics, regenerating bio-waste or refurbishing electronics, requires a lot of energy. The paradox is clear. If this energy comes from fossil fuels, we may be solving one problem while aggravating another problem. This is why the circular economy must be powered by renewable energy, low carbon and efficient energy systems. By the way, Sri Lanka, being the pearl of Indian Ocean, has been running 100% on renewable energy until 1995. And that point onwards, we have been going for other sources of energy, and we have landed to the position where we are right now. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not very bad, because I did my calculations and accordingly we are at 66.7% renewable, including hydro. So the 70% target is not that far. However, it comes at the expense of a lot of technological challenges where we need capable, educated, knowledgeable and practical human resource, which is why this kind of programs are of paramount importance. So coming back to the topic, let me highlight 3 key roles that energy plays. First, in enabling material cycles. Recycling metals, plastics, glass or paper requires thermal and electrical energy. The cleaner this energy, the more sustainable the cycle is. And investing in solar, wind, hydro and bioenergy systems is not just a climate imperative, it's an economic enabler for circular practices. Then number 2, decentralized systems and local loops. That is, instead of having centralized generation, we distribute the generation. Circular economies thrive on decentralization, local production, local reuse, local repair, etc. So the decentralized energy systems like solar microgrids and community biogas plants align perfectly with this model, empowering communities while reducing waste and transmission losses. And number 3 is digital and smart energy infrastructure. where artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and smart meters are enabling precise monitoring and optimization of energy and material flows. Now, as you may understand, the renewables, whatever the renewable that you talk about except hydro and nuclear, have a variability, and the answer to that question is accurate prediction. To run your accurate prediction models, you need computing power. And also you need to depend on the data that you gather. That's where the artificial intelligence comes into the picture. And engineering innovation is crucial in this respect. And this is where the universities like ours, not only University of Peradeniya Engineering Faculty, who is taking care of the power generation and distribution track, but also the other institutions who are here, the work that they do become very important. And our key role is to play is to do research and development and keep developing. And in this respect, as engineers and educators, we are tasked with preparing the next generation of innovators. Therefore, our responsibility is twofold. First one, to integrate sustainability and circular design principles into engineering education, ensuring our graduates understand not just how things work, but how they can work better for people, planet, and their prosperity. Number two, to lead research that bridges disciplines such as material science, renewable energy, industrial symbiosis, waste valorization, and smart systems, just to name a few. At universities, we are actively exploring how engineering innovation can support circular models, from biomass gasification to sustainable construction, from energy recovery systems to water circularity, etc. But we cannot do this alone. We need the support from the industry, the policymakers, and civil society. That's mandatory. And in conclusion, the path to a circular economy is not only about loops of materials. It is about cycles of energy, knowledge, and collaboration, which is an evidence that we are discussing today. And clean, reliable, and equitable energy is the lifeblood of this transformation. So let's move beyond isolated innovations and towards systems thinking, which is lacking in many parts of the world actually, where waste becomes a resource and energy becomes a force for regeneration. And with that, I wish the newly enrolled batch, consisting of fresh graduates as well as engineers from the scientists or technologists from the industry who joined the program, who have experience into this. I wish the very best, and thank you all, and let us play our part in engineering a sustainable future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor BGLD Samranaka. And now we move on to Synergy 3 Consortium, Master of Science in Energy for Circular Economy. And we initially move on to Energy for Industry. To touch on that, I'd like to invite the Dean, Faculty of Engineering Technology, the Open University of Sri Lanka, Dr. LSK Udugama.
Okay, good evening, everyone. It's my great pleasure to briefly introduce this program, the Master of Science in Energy for Circular Economy. It's a 2-year degree program and spanned into 4 semesters. And the first 2 semesters is common to everyone. So that means you have a common program. So you have to follow everyone that first 2 semesters. Thereafter, you have to select one of the tracks. So my duty today is to briefly introduce about the OUSL track that we call it Energy for Industry. So you can see there are 4 tracks. First one is ours, that is Energy for Industry. And other 3 tracks offered by different universities. University of Marat to offer renewable energy systems and power generation and supply by the University of Peradeniya and Energy Technology and Management, University of Ruhuna. So each track addresses current challenges in this field. So let's move to our track, that is Energy for Industry. Right. So it is very important topic, actually, the energy for industry. So when you now energy, we already listened to some addresses that focus in on energy, how it is important for us. So it is very important for everybody. And when it comes to industry, it is one of the critical components. So that helps in growth and development of this sector. So that means not only that sector, it is country's economy as well. So on the other hand, that industry is the biggest consumer of the energy. So as a result, it has a significant impact on the environment, and so to reduce the industry carbon footprint and promote sustainability, we can use renewable energy sources. So to position yourself to success in this rapidly challenging energy landscape, you must understand this, these things, like source of energy, how to optimize in the energy usage, implementing sustainable practices, and staying up to date on energy policy and trends. So, so we focus this one in 5 key aspects. So the first one is the energy efficiency. So it is becoming very important aspect. As the professionals, you must understand how to reduce energy consumption and optimize the energy use as well. Once you optimize this energy use and the energy consumption, reducing the energy consumption, it will save the cost as well. So it will give what is that we call as listen to some speakers gave that what important to save the energy, and it will benefit to the economy as well. So the second aspect will is environmental sustainability. So the traditional energy sources significantly have significant environmental impacts, like greenhouse gas emission and air pollution. So in this program, it helps you to understand the importance of transforming to renewable energy sources and implementing sustainable practices. So then let's move to the next aspect, that is emerging energy technologies and trends. So the program like this, it keeps up to date on the latest developments in this field. Also, you will understand how these developments may impact the industry. The fourth one is energy-related regulations and policies. This is very important. As professionals, you must know energy-related regulations and policies that affect the industry. It helps you to understand their implications and develop strategies to comply with them. And the last one, energy cost. After following these relevant courses in this track, you will be able to develop strategies to reduce energy consumption, improve energy efficiency, and optimize energy use. It will lead to cost saving and increased competitiveness. So those are the key aspects that we focus in this program, in this track that is called, what you call this energy for industry track. So to cover these aspects, we have these courses which is listed here. So once you select this track, you will be able to follow these courses, and I hope that it will be finally, that will be in the third semester, and finally in the fourth semester, this will be a research project. So that's all about the Energy for Industry track. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nugegoda, Dean, Faculty of Engineering Technology, the Open University of Sri Lanka, for taking us through Energy for Industry in the Master of Science in Energy for Circular Economy. And now to touch on renewable energy systems, I'd like to invite Dean, Faculty of Engineering, University of Moratuwa, Professor J.M.A. Manatunga.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Professor Udayanga Hemapala, the chief guest for this event. Professor PMC Tilakaratna, the Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Deans of Faculties and my academic colleagues, Registrar and the Bursar, and all the administrative and non-academic officers of the universities, prospective students, and ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm deputizing the Vice Chancellor of University of Moratuwa and representing the University of Moratuwa as the Dean of the Faculty. It's an honor and a privilege for me to stand here before you this evening representing the Faculty of Engineering at University of Moratuwa. For us, this is a momentous occasion. The inauguration of the third intake of the MSc in Energy and Energy for Circular Economy. A pioneering initiative co-funded by Erasmus+, the EC, and co-created through the collaborations of 4 leading engineering faculties of Sri Lanka and 3 prestigious counterparts from Europe, Royal Institute of Technology, KTH, Central Superlake, and University of Twente. At the University of Moratuwa, our contribution to this unique master's program lies in the track or the specialization in renewable energy systems. We recognize that the global energy landscape is undergoing a tremendous seismic transformation from fossil fuel dependency to sustainable circular energy ecosystems. And we have chosen to stand at the forefront of this transformation. In this track or specialization, we offer an immersive and rigorous curriculum that integrates the science and engineering behind renewable energy sources, solar, wind, hydro, and of course, we are specializing in bioenergy systems. They're all deeply related in the principles of sustainability and circular economy. We are contributing to SDG 7. And also, we do more than teaching technologies. We challenge paradigms and we define paradigms. Our courses are not confined to the lecture halls. They are all beyond the lecture halls. They extend into the field, into the virtual labs, and of course, real world, through hands-on problem solving, simulation-based designs, most of our case study analysis. All these bring you to a multidisciplinary research culture. All these because energy transitions are not just technical, they are environmental, economic, and most of all, social. They are deeply human. They are the pillars that contribute to sustainability, sustainable development. Our involvement, our teaching, our instructions are driven by a simple belief. The future of energy needs leaders, leaders like you. Not just engineers, engineers to lead the rest. And these leaders that we are training, that we are nurturing, need more than knowledge. They need perspective. That's why our students, our future students, or you are already enrolled in the program, we invite you to engage in cross-institutional, interdisciplinary research mentored by experts from the 4 faculties, the 4 universities in Sri Lanka and 3 of our counterparts from Europe. They are the best in the field. This unique program, I believe, does not remain within a single realm of sustainability. We are trying to train you to build renewable systems, whether they are solar farms or wind turbines. We also train you to rethink systems, to design closed-loop solutions, and to see waste not as a problem but as a resource. That's where circularity comes in. Let me share an insight we often emphasize with our students. The challenge is not only to generate electricity renewably, but to integrate it intelligently, intelligent systems. This means anticipating variability, decentralizing grids, incorporating storage, and most importantly, designing systems that regenerate ecosystems and empowering communities, not just building power systems. We envision our graduates as catalysts, engineers and scientists who not only innovate, but who will definitely inspire change, inform policy, and implement sustainable solutions that will endure and that will serve the humanity. The circular economy is not a destination, it's a mindset. And energy is its heartbeat. As we welcome the 2025 intake, I invite you, students, faculty, and all the stakeholder partners, to engage boldly, experiment, collaborate, question assumptions, push boundaries. All these because the world needs energy systems urgently that are not just renewable, but resilient, equitable, and restorative. In closing, I wish to extend my heartfelt thanks for inviting us here, to our partners, and also the visionary endeavor that all you have put together. Both the Sri Lankan partners as well as the European counterparts. And also I wish to thank the EUSL Energy Program and Erasmus Plus for making this a reality, believing in a shared future and investing in the people who will shape the future of energy for circular economy. To our students, welcome to the journey, welcome to the future, welcome to the leadership. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Professor. And now I'd like to invite the Dean, Faculty of Engineering, University of Ruhuna, Professor Chaminda Karnasena, to touch on energy technology and management.
Good evening, everyone, especially our chief guest, Secretary of the Ministry of Power and Energy, Vice Chancellor of Open University of Sri Lanka, and my fellow deans and fellow academic staff members, and all the invitees, and especially students. First of all, delivering a talk, the final talk is almost all my points have been enough and well in detail delivered by all the guests. So what I was thinking, I should give few messages to our students. As highlighted by all the speakers today, when we look back about our country after the independence, I strongly believe there's a big role to be played by engineers and professionals. And when we point fingers to many others who are responsible for the current status, professionals, learned community has a bigger role. So I think in this juncture, we should be very happy that Sri Lanka's, I would say, the leading 4 universities who are excellent and having good track records, excellent track records in engineering, have finally got together in a couple of years ago, leading to new reforms in UGC circulars also, having being able to come with this kind of a consortium agreement. And those who are behind that would know the hardships, and we won it. And today we are offering it to almost 200 students, and some of you are here. So as many of our deans mentioned today, definitely in this juncture we need leaders who can take key decisions, especially our interest today is energy. Therefore, you should be happy as customers of this course to experience the synergy of 4 best engineering universities. And in this audience, you should be proud to have the presence of most outstanding professors, lecturers, and all who you can't even find easily, even in South Asia, in a one collaboration under energy, who are experts, world leaders, world experts. And not just synergy of 4 universities, synergy of the teaching methods, as Professor Torsten mentioned. The latest trends in teaching and learning, we are flipped classrooms. You will be having access to repositories, mobile devices, which you can quickly access, different applications, and learning management systems. From the first lecture to the final lecture, from the first assessment to the final exam, everything will be online. Supervisory meetings, everything will be online. So it will be a totally new experience, tailor-made to busy young professionals like you. having to work from morning to evening, but you will be blessed with this flexibility. But I have a remark. Based on our experience for last 2 batches, of course, quite majority, they do love this delivery, they take the best out of it. But there are risks also. For example, as online learners, if you don't attend frequently, or at least access the recordings and other materials, as our Vice Chancellor of University mentioned, there may be risks that you might not gain the appropriate knowledge and skill set. Because all of you, even with different economic hardships, you have taken a decision to invest on this master's course, aiming for a career development. So if you just, after enrolling, if you forget the key point, why did I enroll for this? Is it just to get a paper qualification? Probably that would earn you a job, but in practice, people will understand who you are. So I think as responsible professionals, not just undergraduates, you have passed that era, you are practicing professionals, and being young leaders, most of you are very young. So I hope this master's will definitely add value and which you can apply in industry. Being online course, as Vice Chancellor mentioned, there are risks also. With the AI coming in to every corner, as online learners who are going to submit assignments online, who will face examinations online, there are huge risks while you get lots of benefits. If you don't follow the course properly and don't get enough knowledge, expertise, the value addition, I was wondering when I was sitting there, might there be a day some of our students asking, hey ChatGPT, can you give me the best renewable energy solution for Sri Lanka? Based on an unknown algorithm, the solution would go for something. So to prevent that happen, as qualified learned community, we should have some hardcore in us, whether to believe what will be issued, what will be recommended. So in this backdrop, with such a very short message benefiting for our students, we warmly welcome, and particularly I have the last thing I want to mention as Ruhuna, being a proud collaborator in this course, not as a competitor. Usually for universities, we in undergraduate, in UGC admission, we more or less compete each other. I should be frank. But in this masters, we are actually brothers and sisters. There's no competition between each of us. We try to add value as in our level best to you. So therefore, in Ruhuna, our specialization is energy, technology, and management, where from different renewable energy technologies, we will be focusing more on green building, modeling and simulation, and many other aspects which you can easily read from the documents. So therefore, please focus on your first year very well and select a best discipline which suits you most. And there's no competition between different universities. We all collaborate. Although we are from Ruhuna, we support Morotua Peradeni Open University. That is how we do. But you have your own choice. That's up to you. So with that final note, again, I'm really happy as a representation of the state university system that this kind of a master's would definitely add value directly to the industry with immediate effect. And I look forward to see your final output to develop this country and the globe at large. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you very much, Professor Chaminda Karnasena, also for highlighting the importance of this course as well. And I'd now like to invite Ms. Dinusha Gunawardana, Engineering Coordinator, Fonterra Brands Lanka Private Limited, to take us through reflections and insights, a journey through the MSc in Energy for Circular Economy program. Over to you.
Good evening, distinguished guests, faculty members, industry leaders, and fellow colleagues, all ladies and gentlemen. It's great honor to speak on behalf of past students of Master of Science in Energy in Circular Economy program, as who carries these programs deeply in my heart. To all new students, congratulations and warmly welcome. Now you are the part of a dynamic journey in most valuable sector in our time. I will start by saying a little bit about myself. When I start this program, I am deeply passionate about energy sustainability and creating new changes. So, when I go through the curriculum of this program and subject of this program, I'm really great proud of this program because I'm lucky enough to follow this program as my favorite subjects. As we started this program, we were introduced so many important subjects toward building sustainable future. Here I will highlight few of these, like net zero buildings, professional ethics and responsibilities, and hydrogen technology. Net zero buildings are no longer just a concept. They are a necessity. In country, I like where energy demand is rising and resources are limited. Designing energy efficient building using renewable energy is the smartest way forward. When industry adopt this solution, they not only cut cost but lead the change in environmental technology. But innovation must be grounded in values. That's where professional ethics and responsibility come in. In every decisions we make, whether it's in a construction, energy or any businesses, our action must be reflect for honestly, accountability and respect for people and our planet. Without ethics and sustainability, without any ethics and responsibility, sustainability cannot truly succeed. As we explore new energy solutions, hydrogen technology offers exciting opportunity for us. As Sri Lankan has potential to become a pioneer in green hydrogen, reducing our reliance on fossil fuel imports. But to make that a reality, industries, researchers and policymakers must work together with this vision. I encourage you to take your studies seriously because especially for your learnings and for your research. Don't just aim to pass your examination, aim to explore self-studies and challenge your boundaries. Ask questions and find new solutions because around us all expertise, local and foreign expertise around us to answer those questions. Then you have to take this opportunity another important thing is all of us are industry people. So you have to share your knowledge and your experiences with each others because teaching will help you to grow even more. One of the best thing about this program is the program this way connect it both academic and industry. When you engage in both, you will be able to see full picture of and become a full picture and you can become a strong professional and you will be able to work in any situation. Here I just want to highlight one another important thing. We need more female involvement for energy sector because energy for everyone and we have same opportunity to learn and innovate. Diversity brings new ideas and it will become strong results. So this is for this is for those who are still thinking, can I really make this happen? Can I really do this? Because all of us are industry guys. We have more commitments, not only career commitments, we have family commitments and our personal commitments. We have to spend more time to do these studies because we have more self-studies hours. But whether you are a young professional, whether you are reaching your end life of your career, so I'm thoroughly say, whatever the responsibility you have, you really can do this, and you must do this, because energy sector needs you. Energy sector waiting for you. And as you begin this journey, remember that the energy sector is not just a career. It's the responsibility from us to our people, our planet, and to our development. You are not just a student, you are future readers, future educators, researchers, consultants, and our policy makers. So you have more responsibility about this sector and our country. Then finally, I want to say be proud of your decision and stay motivated and keep going. To all lecturers and academic coordinators, thank you very much for being more than educators. Your effort have left lasting marks on all of us, because this is not just a studying program, this was family for us. All the lecturers, all the course coordinators supported, their advisors, their motivation and their guidance will help us to grow even more. In closing, I carry forward not just knowledge but value, respect, perseverance and the belief that with passion and hard work, nothing is impossible. Thank you very much. Congratulations for all new students. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Dinusha Gunawardena, for taking us through your journey. And it's time now for us to have an entertainment break. Thank you very much for that very beautiful performance. And as we have come to the close of the formal ceremony, I'd like to invite the head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Engineer Nawala Priyankara, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Mechanical Engineering Department, it is my great pleasure and honor to deliver the vote of thanks at the inaugural ceremony, Master of Science in Energy for Circular Economy 2025 intake. First and foremost, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to our chief guest, Professor Udayanga Hemapala, for gracing this occasion with us, his presence and delivering the guest speech. A heartfelt thanks goes to our keynote speaker, Professor Torsten Francis from KTH, Sweden, sharing his thoughts on the MSc program. And we're truly honored by the presence and the continuous support of our partner universities, University of Muratua, University of Peradeniya, University of Brunei, and our host institute, Open University of Sri Lanka. Our sincere appreciation also goes to the Vice Chancellors and Deans of these universities, their ongoing collaboration and the contributions. A very special word of thanks goes to our Program Director and the Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Senior Professor PMC Tilakaratne, for his vision and guidance and leadership throughout this planning and implementing process of the program. And also I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all the deans of the faculties and the head of the department of the Open University of Sri Lanka. I would also like to acknowledge the support from our colleagues at University of Muratua, University of Peradeniya and University of Brunei, who have played a key role in developing this program from the beginning. And big thanks to everyone who contributed to organizing this event, especially academic and non-academic staff of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, as well as the other supporting units of the OUSL. Finally, my gratitude extends to our administrative leaders, Registrar and Bursa of the Open University of Sri Lanka, their cooperation and support in making this program and event successful. Last but certainly not least, thank you all MECE students for joining with us forward-thinking academic journey. We are excited to witness your contribution and more sustainable future. With your continuous support, we are confident that the MECE program will continue growth and create meaningful impact both local and internationally. Let's work together to energize a green and sustainable future. Thank you all. Please enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Nawala Priyankara, Head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering of the Open University of Sri Lanka. With that, we have come to the close of the inauguration ceremony of MSc in Energy for Circular Economy 2025 intakes. All the very best for all the new intakes. And well, the formal ceremony has come to a close. On behalf of the organizers, I'd like to invite everyone for dinner and fellowship, which is at the banquet hall. Thank you so much once again for your presence.